our latest reading. Now, it's right towards the end of the book here. This is page 332. It's late 2022. Less than a week after the visit to Napier, I was back in Wellington in the rear seat of a ministerial car. Clark sat next to me, his arm leaning against the passenger window. That seems a strange sentence to put in there. Where else would his arm lean? We'd just dropped Neve off at daycare. Isn't that a nice life? Take the ministerial limo to drop the kid off at daycare. I pulled out my phone and opened the contact information for John Campbell, the reporter who'd interviewed me on a bright October day years earlier when I was heading to be sworn into a job I'd never imagined happening. Why not just say, I got my phone out and tried to ring John Campbell? God, never say in 10 words what you can say in 50. John didn't answer. Oh, good Lord. And I'm sure if it's in, oh, it's Jacinda, I must answer. Busy reporting the news, I imagined, or just being woke, actually. So I decided to leave him a voice memo. A voice memo? I think they're called voice messages. Or just a message. Hey, John, I said. The car was rolling down Featherston Street. I'm just in the car and on the way to Government House to officially resign. That's a very personal message. Do you think they were friends? Do you think John had gone over the line? Back in Napier, when I'd left Neve and Clark in the hotel room, I'd walked into a small, unadorned conference room to break the news to the cabinet. I was stepping down. Then I went to the larger upstairs space overlooking the sea where caucus was assembled and told them. Then finally I held a press conference and I told the country. Now I was heading to Government House where a new Labour Prime Minister, Chris Hipkins, would be sworn in. I wasn't done trying to help people to make the world a little brighter. I'd never be done with those goals. I just wasn't going to do it as Prime Minister anymore. I wondered if my ankles looked big in this. No, I put that in. The ankles bit, I put that in. That was me. I continued my note to John. I thought it was a voice memo. Oh, it's a note now. It felt like nice symmetry to send you a little message because, of course, I was talking to you on the way to become Prime Minister. I think you'd asked me what I wanted to be remembered by, and I'm pretty sure I said I wanted to be remembered for kindness. How did that work out? My voice cracked a little at the last part. I hope that turned out to be true. A full 10 seconds passed before I could continue. I can still remember now how Clark turned to me, smiled, and took my hand. Your ankles don't look big in those shoes, darling. No, I'd put that in. I have not been everyone's first image of a leader, including my own. I was a very ordinary person who found themselves in a set of extraordinary circumstances, but I had been a leader and I had done it on my own terms. In these final moments as Prime Minister, the car was passing Queen's Wharf. I finished my message to John. Despite how I sound, I said, I'm leaving with nothing but happiness and smaller ankles. And I put that in. Yes, I realised I was happy. Happiness is a lot of things, and I had found plenty of it in this unexpected job I'd had, but the happiness I felt now came from knowing simply that I had done my best. Whatever the challenge, whatever came at me, I had done my best, and that was enough. I hung up the phone and looked forward towards the next road in front of us, towards the moments that I could still imagine, towards everything that still laid ahead. A new era was about to begin. No mention of the kid with the incontinence in Murupara in that passage. I wonder if John Campbell, she sounds like she was quite close with John Campbell. They were good friends. That's quite biased, I think, John. But no mention of the ankles. That was me just flipping out a bit, the ankles mentions. I'm wondering, having reached that conclusion, if I should continue with the readings.